I want to look at the best ways to create passive income online. I've had no boss and no customers for several years now, and I've done that through stock photography and stock graphics. Rather than call it passive income, I'd rather call it residual income because I'm creating something and then it sells over time. The good thing is I can work when I want, I can take time off, or I can work hard to build it up. I can also outsource some of it. I earned about $210,000 in 4.5 years, and I spent $20,000 on outsourcing. I used stock photography and stock graphics, but there are also several other ways. What you're doing is building up a resource or building up lots of information, and you're selling it or you're using advertising. So let's look at some different ways of doing that. The first way is stock photography, and we can also call that micro stock. Here's my portfolio on Shutterstock. There are 100 images per page. So here I've got nearly 41,000 images. It's mostly graphics, but if we look here, I've also got around 3,000 photographs. And there are some different types. Here we've got tabletop photography. So I've just set the things up on a table. And we've also got model photography. You can also do travel photography as well. I upload these to many websites, and I've got a list of these, which I'll put in a link below. The second one is stock graphics, and here's my portfolio on Shutterstock. I've got around 38,000 illustrations, you can see here. I use several different types of software. 3D Max for ones like this one, which is a 3D image. I used Photoshop, Illustrator, and also a program called Tagul. If you come down here, here you can see some words on a map, and I used a program called Tagul for that. I did a video about that, and I'll put a link to that below as well. I outsourced some parts because I'm not so good at Illustrator. What I did was outsource the actual illustrations, like this one here and maybe this one here. And then I just made some changes myself, like change the text up here or change the colors and put some of the images together, took some illustration and another one and merged them together to multiply everything out. So you can actually outsource some of it. I'm pretty familiar with Photoshop. I've been doing that for many years. So I use Photoshop to put it all together, but outsource the individual parts. One thing I would say is if you're doing it yourself, upload vectors rather than just images, because you will get more money for that. Because I'm only familiar with Photoshop, I just uploaded them as images. There is quite a bit of work to be done. You have to put keywords on them and upload, and it does take a bit of work. I actually had to stop this because I got repetitive strain injury, and that's why I've gone on to making videos. But I do want to come back to this, and I'll definitely outsource some of it again. I've actually got a lot of images that still need processing, so I've still got money to be made. The third way is stock footage, and there are two ways of doing this. This first one here is actually using a 3D program to create some video. And the second one is just using a camera. Now, if you're doing stock photography, then you could also take some video and see which ones work best. Nowadays, a lot of people are using 4K, but not everyone's using that, and you don't need to do that. Again, this can be uploaded to several different places. And if you're thinking about doing it, there's an article here on Medium from a guy who made $150,000 by selling stock footage. The fourth way is to make a YouTube channel like I'm doing now. It does take a long time and there's a lot to learn, but if you're passionate about something, then it's a good way to get all that information across. A good way is to start off with Miles Beckler's 90-day challenge. You can search that in YouTube, and it's doing a video every day for 90 days. And then after that, you can slow down, but it's getting lots of content on there so that you start to get people coming in and start to get more subscribers. The way to make money on YouTube is from ads on the videos, Also affiliate products in the links in the descriptions. And then you can build your own course and promote that using the videos. The fifth way is to start a blog. And here's one of mine. It's called blogvisuals.com. It's about using images and videos to improve your website. It also takes time to build up a blog and then to get income coming in. If you prefer writing rather than videos, this is a good way of doing it. I really advise using WordPress, as it's used by about 25% of the websites on the internet. So there are lots of plugins to add on and lots of advice on what to do. The challenge is really to get people to come to the website, and the best way is to promote it on social media and other forums. The way to earn money from a blog is from AdSense advertising, from affiliate products, and from a paid course, so similar to the YouTube videos. If you're really skilled and passionate about something, another way is to create your own course. You can sell it by uploading to somewhere like Udemy or a similar platform. Let's look at some examples here. So this person, the first one, has sold a course for $11 and sold it 11,000 times. Some of them have sold even more than that. Here's 28,000 times, and down here 52,000 times at $11 a time. So you can make good money, but take into account that Udemy take sometimes 50% and even more than that, depending how the customer came to them. So you do have to pay some in commission, but there are other platforms as well. If you're thinking about this, then do a search for make money on Udemy, and you can see lots of advice here and tips how to do it. If you're more technically minded, then you could do 3D modeling. I made this myself. It's actually quite simple. You use lots of shapes, like this is an oblong on the background with curved edges. Then this is a cylinder, and this one a cylinder with rounded edges just sunk in. It's actually quite easy. And even things like you've got glass here, but it's just a texture that you add. It's not that difficult to start off with and to actually make good looking images straight away. You can either sell these on microstock sites like Shutterstock, or you can actually sell the models. If we look at this website here, which is CG Trader, then you can sell the object. Here they're selling a teacup for $10, and you can sell this many times. It's not just one time. If we look at my portfolio on Shutterstock, I've got a model here that I got someone to make for me. I actually got this white character made twice, and I got also the character here made. I can't remember how much I paid for the white character, but this character cost about $500. And then I can put him in lots of different positions, and it's like taking snapshots of him and then sell those images. I could also sell this character on these other places as well. Some of these designs get really complicated. If we look at this other website, then you've got here a character with all the insides complete, and it sells for $1,800. And again, they can sell this many times. We looked at making images and 3D models, uploading and selling them, or outsourcing and selling them. But there are many other things you can make and sell online. If we look at this website, Envato Market, you can see here they've got web themes or WordPress templates, things like that. And then here you've got some with different designs that they'll sell. And again, you can sell these many times, so it's not just one time you're selling it. They've also got code. You might make a plugin or some PHP script or JavaScript and sell that. Here are some examples, like some code to manage a team or to integrate PayPal in a website. Another thing is music or sound effects. So if we look at audio, then there are different music packs or sound effects that you can sell. Lots of different things you can make and sell or outsource and sell. And Don't just stick to one place to selling them. Really find all the different outlets and upload everywhere, because it just depends. And sometimes one website will get better over time and another site will go down. So you do want them in all these different places. And every year or so, just check if any new ones have come up. If you want to outsource, then the website I use is freelancer.com. I've used this for several years, and you can find people who can do everything. I've used it for articles, for keywording, creating 3D models, and for graphic design and other things as well.